going on, everybody? Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. I'm Ben Hauver. Welcome back to the DFS Dose YouTube channel. I tried to find a Santa hat. Don't have one. I do have this floofy Lions hat. That'll do, right? Today, we're going to be taking a look at my Week 16 cash pool. Cash pool is an article that I write, which comes out every Friday around 5 p.m. Eastern on the DFSDose.com. Might be out at a different time this week because of the holidays, but it details each and every DraftKings main slate cash game play. Every player that's viable at every position goes over them in depth, so make sure you guys check that out if you're playing cash games on DK this week. Also, before I forget, we are doing a giveaway right now. You need to do two things to be entered. One, subscribe to this channel, and two, retweet our pinned tweet at the DFS Dose on Twitter. And what you could win, one person will randomly be selected on Saturday to win a free DFS Dose t-shirt, locally sourced in Rochester, New York, printed, local business, support, all that good stuff. And we are also going to be giving away this Darius Slayton rookie card, number 19 out of 150. Hopefully you could see that. And yeah, Darius Slayton just been the consistent player of the DFS Dose YouTube channel and podcast for a long time now. That's our boy, aka Godius, the one and only. So if you want to win the shirt, want to win the Godius card, it's a rookie auto, just subscribe to the channel and retweet the pinned tweet. Also, if you want to support the podcast or just make sure you stay up to date on all of the audio episodes that we put out 2 this week. You can check them out on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher Podcast, add it wherever you listen to podcasts. We are there. Thursday, 2 new episodes came out. Episode 120 detailing the Week 16 main slate on DraftKings, and episode 121 going over the 3-game Saturday slate, so make sure you check that out. Links will be in the description as well. Finally, we have a free Discord chat. We're in there every single day talking DFS, talking life, so just hop in there. It's free to join, great resource. And yeah, now that we've gotten through all of the plugs, let's dive right in to the cash pool. Starting off at quarterback, this is going to be a condensed week. And because this slate is so ugly and because there are so few appealing options in games to target, the actual good plays are just going to stick out like a sore thumb, and the entire field is going to glob onto these guys. So at quarterback, there's really 2 main players we're looking at. It's Patrick Mahomes, it's Jalen Hurts, and that's it. The Chiefs are in a phenomenal spot this week. 32.25 implied team total, by far the highest on the slate. This is a dome game. It's the only game on the slate with a total above 50. And Mahomes is worth every penny of his $8,500 price tag in a point per dollar sense. However, when you have Jalen Hurts available for $1,500 less, $7K flat, things start to get a little tricky. That salary that you're saving by going down from Mahomes to Hurts, that's the difference between upgrading from Keenan Allen to Tyreek Hill, or from Russell Gage to Cooper Kupp, or from J.K. Dobbins to David Montgomery, and then you factor in that Hurts himself is a fantastic play. You're not sacrificing that much. Hurts is a dual threat quarterback who I believe to have a 10-attempt floor as a rusher in this current iteration of the Eagles offense. Yeah, Hurts is just the play, to be honest, the play that I want to play. He's got a rushing floor. He's got a passing ceiling. He went 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in his second NFL start, and the Eagles are not yet mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, so they're going to be going hard in this spot, giving it everything they've got against Dallas. He's a great play, and I'm glad they priced him up on DraftKings, $1,100 more than he was last week, but I still think that he is a clear-cut point per dollar value in DraftKings cash games as it stands. All right, that is enough of that. God. Moving on to running back, no Derrick Henry this week, no Dalvin Cook this week, no Alvin Kamara, none of the usual suspects, none of our premier options. So where are we going to be going at running back? Well, David Montgomery and Austin Eckler, both in the high 7Ks on DraftKings, I think are very good plays. D-Mont just getting fully unleashed right now. He's coming off of a 33-touch performance last week. Dude's just having the sickest run over the last month. The Bears have a high implied team total, and Jacksonville just straight up sucks against running backs. Not only that, but the Jets kindly gifted the Jags the opportunity to draft Trevor Lawrence next year, so long as they don't screw things up and win a game like the Jets did. So, I think that they should just be willing to let D-Mont do his thing in this spot. And they probably view it that way too. Austin Eckler, speaking about him, he has a role in the receiving game that's going to make him pop in projections week after week, and the lack of other high-end options this week at the position could lead you to, lead us as DFS players to sort of compromise and accept a guy who maybe doesn't have the goal line role and still play him in cash because of the receiving role. Maybe this week that's enough. That being said, what I really want to talk about at the running back position is the value tier, the guys with uncertain workload projections. We've got Le'Veon Bell, who's set to step up after Clyde Edwards-Helaire got hurt last week. We've got Gio Bernard, who had 26 touches, by far his most of the season last week in the Monday night win upset over the Steelers. And then we've got Darrell Henderson, who should soak up the majority of the work that Cam Akers leaves behind. Akers has already been ruled out for week 16. I'm recording this on Thursday afternoon, so if, news changes things up, one, don't form some kind of pitchfork mob and come after me. I'm sorry, I'm working with the info that I have right now too. Any news related updates to this slate will get baked into the Cash Pool article on the website. I update it throughout the weekend, so just make sure you check that out if we have some slate breaking news that changes these things. But as it stands right now, I would rank the 3 value running backs: Le'Veon Bell, 1, Gio Bernard, 2, 3, Darrell Henderson Jr. It's pretty simple for me here. Le'Veon Bell is going to get 14 to 20 touches on the best offense in the NFL. It's really that simple. They have a monster team total. They're favored by a ton. It's almost going to be hard for Bell not to score a touchdown in this spot. And if you choose to roll Gio over Bell, you're just giving up a ton of touchdown expectation on a team that's expected to score 2 fewer touchdowns, essentially. Now, I will say that CEH being out is not a guarantee that Bell is going to be productive. In week 13, there was that game where Clyde Edwards-Helaire was fake active against Denver, and Bell went on to have 13 touches total for 55 yards total and 7.5 DK points. So yeah, that's in his range also. And like I've said a few times, the lack of other options on this slate is going to have to make you okay with playing these guys that you normally wouldn't. To me, Bell is the best of the bunch. In terms of the other 2 guys, I'm staying away from Henderson mainly because I think that his touch projection is just shaky as hell. Sean McVay could easily wake up on Sunday morning and decide it's going to be Malcolm Brown week. Malcolm Brown had 2 touchdowns on 8 touches against Seattle last time these 2 teams played. So maybe they use Brown in a similar role where he doesn't have enough touches to actually have value himself, but he's getting the high value touches, which just tanks Henderson's value. Either way, I just don't trust him this week. Gio's the interesting play, right? Because I would bet every penny in my bank account that he doesn't touch the ball 26 times again this week. But he's 4,800 and he's in the absolute nut matchup against Houston's run D. So with the equity in the passing game, the price, the matchup, I think all of the risk is kind of mitigated. And the fact that Gio could get 12 to 14 touches, that's squarely in his range. I think that's okay at the $4,800 price tag is essentially what I'm trying to say. So I think Gio makes a lot of sense, especially in a week where the opportunity cost of punting at one of your running back spots is the lowest it's been all year. At wide receiver, this is where things get tricky. I honestly struggled to put a list of 6 cash viable wide receivers together this week. As things currently sit, I'm just hoping that we get some news that can clarify things and potentially give us some unexpected values or clear up some of the values that I think we might get. I don't really want to play Feet for Hands Johnson, aka Deontay Johnson. I don't really want to play a Bengals pass catcher, even though T. Higgins projects well and maybe Boyd misses. I don't know, Russell Gage. Really, what the uncertainty is telling me about this week at wide receiver is that Tyreek Hill is a must play. 9K, steep price tag, sure, but 10 or more targets in 5 out of the last 6 games, 12.5 targets over that span. And Tyreek Hill, it's not a normal target when Tyreek Hill gets a target. It's just not the same thing. First of all, the targets are coming from Patrick Mahomes. Second of all, Tyreek Hill is just a threat to take it the distance, take it to the end zone every time he has the ball in his hands. I've already mentioned that there's no Dalvin Cook, no Derrick Henry, no Alvin Kamara on this slate, but there's also no Devontae Adams or DeAndre Hopkins or Stephon Diggs. Tyreek Hill is the premier play on this slate, and when you add the context of who is not on the slate, it just strengthens the play. Tyreek Hill is essentially a lock for me this week. All right, and the tight end position, same question that we have had, seemingly every week for the past few now. Travis Kelce or punt? Look, Travis Kelce, 8,500 is the highest priced tight end that there has ever been on DraftKings. He deserves it, but I'm not playing him. There's just absolutely no shot that I play a tight end priced above 8K in a DK cash game. You want to take a stab on it in tourneys? Go for it. It's just not optimal in cash. I don't know what else to say. I know that 18 to 20% of you are going to just play him in cash anyways. And to those people, I say, send the head-to-head. Second year pro on DK. Let's go. The guys that I am looking at this week, Dallas Goedert, Cole Kmet. I know a lot of people played Kmet last week and he busted hard, but this dude was on the field for 100% of snaps. They had a run-centric offensive, plan of attack last week where David Montgomery got 32 carries. What can you do in that situation? Still, Kmet is a young, talented, full-time player, and the Bears have one of the 5 highest implied team totals on the slate. He's only $3K. I would be very willing to go back to him this week. Dallas Goedert as well, ultra talented, and he's also my favorite option to stack with Jalen Hurts, who will in all likelihood be my cash game quarterback, and the targets are there. He's had 6 or more targets in 6 straight games, and he's averaging 7 targets per game in Jalen Hurts' 2 starts. As long as you're in this price range, I think you should have enough flexibility to get the plays that you really want to get in there, the Tyreek Hills of the world, the David Montgomerys, whomever else. But that's going to be it for this holiday edition of the Cash Pool preview for week 16. Check out the full article. Like I said, it'll be on the dfsdose.com, and make sure you check out the pinned tweet at the DFS Dose for the details on the Darius Slayton t-shirt giveaway. Appreciate you guys watching. Hope you had a great holiday, or are having a great one if you're actually watching this on Christmas Day when it comes out. And yeah, I will be back next Friday with the week 17 edition of the Cash Pool. I'll talk to you guys then.